Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
Oh, isn't that beat buff? See? That doesn't make one of you say, "Aw, yeah." It is 5 o'clock. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to 100.9 FM, KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You are tuning in to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I am your host, Coach Q. I'm right here with my brother, B-Love is in the house.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going?
And we also have one of our co-hosts from the show last year, Coach Huge, is going to be joining us here shortly. He's just now getting off of esports down there at the school, so he's going to kind of fill us in what the boys been, or what the kids been doing down there at the school. Mm-hmm. So, hey, B-Love, we're going to wing it today.
That's a wing it.
That's a wing it, man. So, early shout out though, before we even start talking about sports, bro. I put a shout out on the promo earlier.
I see.
And the entire crew, not just crews in Winnebago, especially because this is where we live, but out there on the roads, you know, this past week and a half, the storms that we had, everybody's been snowed in, and all of our emergency workers out there with the snow plows been out there putting in their hours, man.
Yep. You can't sit here and name everybody one on, give everybody props. You just got to give them their crews. We got HCI crew, the facilities crew, roads department,
the village, the school,
the hospital, just everybody out there just putting in work. This weather was ridiculous.
Yeah, actually, I was talking about this earlier. Like, I was thinking back, like, historically in my 50 years, but thinking back to, have I ever had a whole week off of work before because of a storm? And I can't think of a time where we did. I know that we had 2 here, 3 there, but not like a whole week.
Yeah,
that
was nuts.
And then it just followed up the 2 holidays. Man.
Yeah,
it just feel like we had a whole month off.
I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, that's for you guys, man. I was at work every
right.
day.
You're right.
Essential workers. So I wasn't mad at that though. I mean, they're making it right with us, so Tribe finally making it right with us, so we're good.
Yes indeed, man. But big shout out to all those guys out there putting in work. You guys do wonders for us, man. God bless you and your families.
And thanks for some of my boys that cost me a couple dollars here and there, giving some coffee money. But up on the hill where we're at, it's just, I mean, you're right down the road. You just seen how drifted it was. You came and helped me. I give the boys a couple dollars, dude, to come help push me out. It was nuts, bud. Just a couple that came to help me. Jeremiah Neiman, appreciate the help, bruh. Jay Bird and Paco, everybody. 3 different times I had the crew, 4 with you guys, had come and help me get out of there and stuff like that. So big props, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate it.
Bro, I'm sure that you ain't the only ones that these young men help, man. So shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are the real MVPs, yo.
That's right.
And they're early candidates for
I think we got
the athlete of the week.
I think we got plenty of those later on, boys.
All right. Well, hey, B-Love, man. So I was cooped up I've been watching. I think Jessica got mad because every time I'd get away to a different room or something, I'd go and put on The Last Dance.
Oh, yeah.
So I got through all 10 episodes again.
Yeah, I did that a couple times.
Kind of got me feeling the basketball vibes,
Yep.
And speaking of basketball vibes, Winnebago's, that's where we can get into the topic 1. Winnebago's sports, and actually Northeast Nebraska sports, all got put on hold. All got put on hold. We missed a number of games.
Yep.
I know that for one, and I'll just mention this one first because I think we actually have a link to a story about this. But the junior high boys basketball team, they had one game to make up, and I think it was against Wakefield.
Okay.
And they postponed it due to weather a couple days, and then the weather hit again. Then they postponed it again 3 days down the road, and then they finally just decided that game's not going to get played.
Oh, wow.
And that was the junior high boys for Winnebago's last game of the season. Oh, there it is right there. That crew right there. They went undefeated this year.
Wow.
As well as the junior high girls.
Well, that's crazy because the girls, we still got games. My daughter just sent me the junior high girls schedule, and they actually have a game, and then they still are playing Wakefield. So I don't know what's going on with that schedule.
I know that
Oh, everybody huge walked in finally, right on time, he said.
DJ Coach Huge. You know, I want to say thank you, Huge, for coming up here and hanging out with the boys. You know,
Was that landslide?
we're doing a show called Winging It. We didn't have no sports around here all week long.
Well, I guess I showed up at the right time because I got the list of all the junior high boys right here.
But it's called Winging It. You didn't bring no wings with you? I seen you in the city earlier. Come on now.
Man, you got dead batteries I'm trying to fix.
So
You
we-
help out some elders. You know how it goes, boys.
We were just talking about the junior high boys team didn't get their game rescheduled, and so that actually meant that the season's over for the 23-24 junior high Winnebago Indians basketball
All
team.
right, well, I'll give you the team list right
Let's
here,
go.
fresh from Coach Jeff.
Let's go.
We got Prince, Walkinja, Maverick, Kendrick, Adrian, OC, Duta, Terrence, Servel, DJ, Arian Marufo, Braden, Keitel, Noah, Gio, SJ, and the one and only Drake Griffin.
Oh,
And
nice.
quick comment here from Coach Jeff. I was asking him who our standouts were, right?
Yeah,
Looking for
yeah.
an MVP or something like that, but typical coach fashion, gotta like it up for him.
Yeah.
You know, there were no big standouts. You know, every single one of them grew and came out of their shells, became better every day.
You missed Keitel.
Oh, he didn't-
No, he said.
Yeah, I said Keitel, yeah.
Krytel, he said.
Ah. He said one kid that really helped the team in all aspects of the game for the A team and the B team, did everything he asked of him, no attitude, had to be Arian.
Yeah.
You know, and he said both teams played well, did outstanding. He did outstanding leading and helping the team stay positive on both sides of there. And then he does want to give a big shout out to Mr. Walkinja. He's one of the very few that showed up every day at 6 a.m. all season for weights.
Wow.
Super consistent. So
good.
shout out to Walkinja there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talk about Arian a lot on here.
Yeah.
Like I said, the kid's going to be a stud. I mean, he hopefully, you know, I've just seen his mom signed a new house, got a new house going, so looks like we're going to have him throughout high school, so we should be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, like how they just edited in the assistant coach on that one.
I know, it's kind of like Waterman took his senior picture out and kind of photoshopped him in there.
What was that?
Yeah.
I was wondering what the heck.
They
No, but I
he
got to
was-
watch him play a few times, man. Solid little crew right here. You
Oh,
know,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Played really well together.
Well, I gotta give a shout out to Wakaja as well because you know, a few years ago, you know, and he knows this too. His parents talk with me about it. You know, he was tough for him to even try to get out there and play.
Yeah.
You know, he was at practices and the effort, you know, was different. A couple of years down, parents push him a little bit. He finally falls in love with the sport.
Yeah.
And now you could tell all the work that he's been putting in. And
Yeah, Maverick's another one too that didn't play a whole lot of ball growing up. You know what I mean? Never really tried to jump on a Whirling Thunder team. His mom, he was a little shy guy, you know, but
Yeah.
took the opportunity in junior high, and you know, you see him at the gym all the time. You know, shooting around, getting his own shots up, and his mom says he loves the game. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Which one's he?
That's
Maverick and
Big
Walker?
Mav. That's Big Mav's boy.
This guy right here?
No, that's Braden. Go over. He's right in front next to Keitel.
This one?
No, yeah, that guy right there. Yep.
This guy?
Yep, that's Mav.
And then Walker to who's it?
Right next to him on the left. Up
This guy?
right there. Yep. That's Kenny Walk's boy.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
another kid that improved big time right next to Wakaja's Gio.
Oh, yeah.
Gio improved big time over the course of the year, but they actually have a basketball hoop right outside their house,
Yep.
so I know he's been putting in work.
Crazy story about Walkinja. You know, when I was doing all my baseball recruiting, trying to get players, you know, and Kenny Walk and Becca got about 18 kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was trying to grab one of them at least to come play baseball for us. But was talking with his dad, and you know, everybody kind of had that feeling for baseball, whether it was that might not be my sport. You know, I don't know too much about it, or you know, however, because you know, as dads, we want to know it all, right? Want to be able to help our kids out any way we can. Anyway, you know, he ended up jumping on an arena squad that past summer.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, he's like, we're gonna go all in on basketball. So that's cool, you know. And then he did his thing, and then look, already getting standouts, and
That's good.
you know, getting recognized, and
Yeah.
you know, like that whole thing of like you just see him putting in that work now. You know what I mean? He understands that grind.
Good.
So it's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, and then there look like a good amount of them out there too. So if they all stick it out, you know, it's when Bagel
Just
will be
reload.
climbing,
Yeah, just reload.
climbing to
Reload.
C1 Class B here pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Kenny Walk and Becca, half rabbits, gonna keep us going.
Coach Huge, I want to tell you thank you for recognizing each one of those young men's name, even the coaches. You know, it's always good to get those guys' names out here. Those guys listen to the show, so I know that they're probably sitting there thinking, all right, they said our name, So shout out to you boys and the girl squad. They're still in season right now. They have about looks like about five or six more games left, right?
They just rescheduled a game. You see that?
For tomorrow, it's supposed to be down in Rosalie. Then they moved it to the 30th. But there's a tournament down in Bancroft. They play Grand Island. GACC on Saturday at 10 a.m.
They're always tough. GACC's always got a good squad. They're well coached.
The girls are pretty good this year. Though. I'm liking it. Sean Walker, he's doing wonders with them girls, trying to keep them attitudes in check. That's tough at that age bracket, but. If all those girls can play, I kind of like it for them.
If those girls listen to the show, just for any advice, is just keep it basketball.
Yeah.
Just keep it basketball. When you're at practice, when you're shooting around, when you're in games, just keep it basketball, And then after that, the friendship stuff and all the everything else, that could be something on the outside, but keep basketball.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's
you look at the way the high school team's set up right now with the group that all played together, right? That's all those juniors right now, I believe. All them juniors right now, and what they did at a young age, playing together for a long time, and then walking into high school. I mean, those are your studs right now. All those girls that are just balling out, and it's almost like you have to leave them in. That you almost have to, just because they have that ability to play the game. They're competitive. They can stick with it. And I talk to Sean every now and again about it, and he brings up Marley, getting her to run the show. And being that point guard that is going to make best decisions for the team, making sure all your girls are in the right spots and things like that. So he kind of puts a lot on her head as far as that goes. But then, I really think of Eva, like just a straight hustle. Like she might not go score you every bucket she puts up, but she's going to get you. I remember watching one game, I think she got 3 steals in a row, playing defense. And that's what you need out of role players, or just girls coming off the bench. All you want is effort.
One of the girls that I was kind of kept my eye on, because like I said, number 23, Cassidy, that's my grandbaby. But watching them play and grow up, I always kind of liked it for almost hustle in her aggressiveness that she would go. And she's the same way, like you talk about Eva. She's not going to give you every bucket, but she goes after every rebound. She hustles, and then she'll have some putbacks and stuff like that. And as old players, we that little goon role. I like it. There's nothing wrong with that goon role. Go dive after the balls and get hustle plays and use your fouls.
I always like when I was when I was in the heart of my coaching, I always try to find a role for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's got something they can bring to the table. It doesn't necessarily mean I need you to go out and score 30, or I need you to knock down every single 3 that we find you open for, but I need you to get me some steals. I need you to go pull down some rebounds. You always try to find a role, even if it's just full court press. I'm gonna put you on the best ball handler. It's always just different ways, and you can see the thinking from the coaches for the junior high kids. I think it's come a long way from where it used to be. And I think Q can agree with that.
Totally agree, man.
Same with like I said, Sean doing a heck of a job with these girls up there. That's good stuff. Babe Matt snuck in a picture. I didn't even see that guy anywhere.
I think he was just walking by that day.
He was walking by, just coincidentally had the same kind of shirt on.
He's hiding behind those 2 girls that are sitting down.
Barely see Babe Matt over the shoulder.
Tiptoeing.
Another one I think about when you look at this picture here, it's Araya coming along really well.
This one?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, really playing real well for him, and then
she hustles too.
And then Letty, right? Isn't that Letty, number 11? Yeah, her as well, playing big minutes, and kind of like you said, seeing their growth and seeing how much they've really come along. Even watching them play back in 5th grade, even.
Well, you watch this age group right here, this group of girls, and you see that hustle out there during the games right now in the 7th, 8th grade division, and then you kind of think, wow, with a couple more years of growing, training, going to the summer workouts and stuff like that, a couple more years, you add that speed onto this group right here. You add maybe some extra shooting drills over the off season and stuff, and man, this group right here can just be.
I guess one thing that I know I've even talked about here on the show, even like when we had Sean up here, I think one of the ones was like we talked about the jumping program, getting our girls to jump more. We see a lot of it real prevalent, and we talked about all that during volleyball season with our girls being able to get up and throw down spikes and digs and all this and that. But I really feel that jumping program, if we can get somebody. I know Levi does a really good job down there with that, and down there at Whirling Thunder, and just encouraging them all to utilize it. It's a free when it's open, but we know how that goes now.
What happened with that thing when Baby Dave was in high school? That one machine that they
It's
had.
all down there. That Vertimax is down
Vertimax, that's the
there.
thing.
That Vertimax is down there, and then we even added 2 sets of plyo boxes. There's one in that upstairs workout room, and there's one downstairs.
Okay.
It gets all the way up, I think, to 30.
Okay.
30 is the max it gets up to, but there's I think it's a 12, then there's a 18, and then a 20 or something like that. When you can stack them or vice versa. But yeah, that Vertimax is down there, and we also have those plyo boxes.
It's cool.
So it's there for them, and we even got a new squat one. This is about a year ago now, but the normal squat racks, right, go across the back.
Sure.
Right. This one has a harness on it, so you can hold it here. It's a lot safer, especially for young ones.
Sure.
So it's like I said, it's all there, but it's utilizing it and gaining access, and it's those weekend hours. We always talk about when's the best time to get down there, right? We say when's the best time to go. Even the shooting machine that's down there. One of the best shooting machines in the country is down there, that Dr. Dish. It's all programmable. You can put it on your phones. You can track stats as far as how long you've been shooting. I'd encourage you to take your granddaughter down there, and I'd show you how to work it if you need me to. But you can, over time, say you go down there for a full week, right? And you find time. Or even on the weekends, say you go for a month straight, Saturday and Sunday. You can track shooting percentages, hot spots, where they're good from, where they're bad from, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to keep encouraging that, because I'm telling you right now, it's underutilized.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Right now.
It's good to know. Man, technology nowadays is nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy.
It is. We used to just go and rebound for each other and pass it back out. Got all that stuff right now, and hopefully some of those young athletes that are out there listening will maybe take advantage of that. So I know that, like what you're talking about, the jumping program. Really, you don't even need to use the gym. You guys got that studio upstairs that that they could just utilize that room just for exercise for a jumping program. You don't need no basketball hoop for that. Maybe that's something I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty on too, and try and get that going.
And you know that even this coaching thing, right? All it ever took was somebody to care and somebody to go try to learn. Even if you're just learning as you go. But I can go into it, fellas. But I'm just saying, that's been in my head for a minute now. But you look at all the knee problems that our athletes have. Our athletes have a lot of knee problems. We always seem to have a ACL or a MCL. Or there's always something that comes down onto our kids' knees. And that goes all the way back. I think of like Lola Carnes, Brandy Brown, even the girls' side, all had ACL tears, during high school. And I think that's something that kind of just correlates with our strength program.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that just comes down. Like you said, Waukesha there every single day, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to build your muscles around your knees, because your knees ain't muscly. It's the muscles around it.
Yeah.
The extra workouts, that training and stuff like that will definitely build and help, prevent injuries and stuff too. So, we got to get these kids down there. Got to get them on some programs and whatnot. So, okay, we'll keep on moving on. We got the games that we talked about, games we missed earlier about the high school. Well, we did miss the Tri-County game, and they also had a game against Wynot, which I was kind of bummed out about that one, because Wynot's ranked number 2 in the state. No, they actually lost 2 games.
The girls or the boys?
The boys. And they actually lost 2 games, but Wynot's, both their programs they're up there, What do you say, the boys are at number number 2, and then the girls are what?
I think the girls are undefeated.
Yeah,
I'm about to look it up right now for you guys.
I think Wynot's defending state champs too, the girls. But anyway, we kind of missed out on that game because that one's not going to get rescheduled.
Oh man!
But I believe that they're going to play Tri-County on February 9th. So that'll be, I believe, a home game. And then
Wynot boys are 8-3.
8-3. They lost 3 games, but they're ranked number 2, so they must play some tough teams or some big
schools probably. Yeah.
A lot of D1s. They're a D2 school. They played Osmond, but Osmond wasn't very good. Got them. Wausau was 6-5. Everybody else, the team they lost to is Pender, 10-3. But Pender kind of muscled us up.
Pender's kind of good, aren't they, this year?
Yeah.
They got Bago a couple times.
Bloomfield, they beat Bloomfield at the beginning of the season by 20. That's an 8-4 team, D1 school. But not seeing great talents, but they're pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty solid. We'll go check out the girls here. That's the one you're kind of worried about, is the Why Not game, huh?
Yeah. Well, I know the Why Not game. They're not gonna.
Girls are 8-2 as well.
They're not gonna reschedule that game. So I was just kind of saying I was bummed out because when you have an opportunity to play a ranked team, a lot of times, man, teams come out with their best basketball.
Oh yeah.
And that's what How you ever gonna know if you can beat a ranked team unless you play them?
Why not girls? Why not girls sitting at 8-2? But one of their losses to a 12-1 Guardian Angel Central Catholic, and that was a D1 school. But everybody else they beat, I don't even see a winning record on there. Okay. So that's what I always kind of cue off of. I don't know what you guys think about that. Like when you see undefeated records, but you don't see them beating top tier teams or winning record teams. Your guys' opinion? What do you feel?
Win's a win to me.
Okay,
that's how I look at it.
Win's a win. I think that those wins, though, I think how you're kind of how you get. I'm gonna put it right between you guys. The wins, though, those wins kind of mean more if your schedule is a tough schedule. I think. I mean, you could have an undefeated team here, but if this one they played a couple ranked teams or someone some teams only lost 1 or 2 games. But over here, they just play all subpar teams. Then I think the other one kind of means more. Just kind of depends.
Because I mean, you look at so to circle it back, you look at Big Old Boys, who our 7 losses are to. We lost to a 10-0 team. I won't say the names. Let's see if you guys can keep up here. We lost to a 10-0 team. We lost to a 10-3 team. We lost to another 10-3 team, and then we lost to a 9-3 team. So that's 4 losses with winning records. Quality teams, you would call it.
Yeah.
Can you name the teams?
Wall Hill's 10-0.
Yep.
That Norfolk team.
Yep. Norfolk.
Guardian
Cedar
Angel?
Catholic.
Oh,
Cedar Catholic. Yep, that was one. That's 8-3. I didn't even mention that one, but yeah, that's one.
Oh.
Yep, that's a winning record team. Good team.
Maybe Laurel.
Yep, Laurel's one of them. They were 9-3. They're 9-3 right now. Sorry.
And
the other one we lost to them twice. We just talked about them.
We lost to them twice. Oh,
come on,
Pender.
Come on, Pender. Thank you. Yeah,
they played Pender twice already.
Yep,
what's Pender's record?
Twice. Pender's 10-3.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, big difference from when we used to watch Baby Dave and them smack up Pender way back in the day, baby.
Yeah. The more easier times.
Well, see the game that Pender game in Winnebago, the first game, it was a fairly close game.
Yeah,
it wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't like down to the wire, but it was a fairly close game.
Yeah,
and
the quality team that we beat this year is Oakland Creek.
Yeah,
that's the quality team we beat. They have they're 7-6, so we'll call them over 500, but they're still a pretty quality team. And Bagel got them this year.
Can't wait for the 23rd. They got a Bancroft Rosalie. That'll be another little test too.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I hear nothing but good things about KJ down there, man.
Dude, man, KJ's an animal down there. Yeah, he's an animal. He's gotten one of the purest looking shots I've ever seen.
Better than his dad.
Well, Kenny Boy had a good shot, but
yeah,
they're so similar that they look alike out there. The
way they move and I know it's the same thing.
Same body style when they're little and the same jumping ability.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen KJ getting up on the rim. He turned in 15 in March, and he's a beast, man.
His dad could get up at that age too, though, grab rim and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think KJ is gonna be maybe able to put one down one of these days.
Yeah,
He's only a freshman.
He comes down to the house a lot. Well, he hasn't been, but he's come down. He comes works out. That utilizes my workout area since I'm kind of getting lazy. But at least it's down there for
What's buffway rum called? What do we call it?
Shit, I don't know.
Oh, we get a cuss on here now?
I know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shoot, I don't know.
I was gonna say change it to R-rated. It's on.
I know. Get rolling.
But the 23rd, I don't know. You guys don't be acting salty when I show up and I got my light blue on.
Yeah, your Panther blue on.
Yeah, I got
this guy's
Panther
got on today. Look, Warpath in Panther blue. Look.
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, I'll probably be sitting underneath the hoop on the other side, like halfway, so that way I'm kind of still pulling for the boys and then still pulling for my grandson. So see what happens.
I'm just looking out here and trying to see who Bagel might be able to get. I'm expecting a good game against Bancroft. I'm expecting that. Ponca might be a little tough.
Yeah, Ponca's going
to be tough. Tri-County, that one's just postponed. That one should be similar records, should be 50-50 shot there, but I think we got a chance on that one. Timmy's been playing really well, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like the way Timmy plays.
I think with Timmy, watching Timmy, I think he has it in his mind that he has to shoot it every time. He drives in, he does his little post moves and whatever, and then he'll throw it up there even if he has a double team. I seen a game where he was doing that and he was hitting everything, and I think that might have been that Oakland Craig game.
Probably.
Everything he was throwing up there, he was going in. So like, oh, okay, Tim, there you go. And then I seen him doing it again down in Norfolk, and then he was missing a lot.
Be real cute. How many times did Buff do that though? Just going for it, even though he's missing still.
Not like that.
Not like that.
man.
Oh,
Not
okay,
like
okay.
that.
I always
I
got
got
fouled.
see the face he gave.
I got looked off a lot, but
I have about
but not like that, though.
2-3 guys hanging on me, and I still got buckets. You know, you was one of them. You was getting in my way out there.
I do gotta say
I
something
had
real
5
quick,
fouls to give,
about
Buff. I was one of them
Grants and
goons you're
KJ.
talking about.
So, you know, growing up, I got a chance to coach KJ and his dad, and got to coach them at their same age too, in their middle school. And throughout all these years, you know, I always kind of like think like, man, thinking back to those years, who was my favorite? You know, who was my favorite? Who was my best shooter? Who was my best ball handler and stuff like that? You know, just over years, you know.
Yeah.
And as for a pure shooter, Kenny Blackhawk was my best for years and years. He was just like a pure shooter. Even when he's in junior high, I seen him call glass from Steph Curry range and won a game down in Wall Hill. You know, and then I was just so happy to see that happen. You know, and then all these years passed, and he had a lot of good shooters, a lot of really good shooters coming up. And then somebody took his spot, and that was KJ. And so what you were saying about a smooth shot, that boy can shoot.
Yep.
He can shoot. He's always been disciplined, squaring up to the basket, and not shooting off balance shots. You know who he reminds me of? Rest in peace, Kenny Lone Wolf.
Oh yeah,
Kenny Lone Wolf.
Yep.
Because Kenny, he never forced a shot. He always squared up, always had it going, and if it wasn't there, he'd pull that out and he'd reset again.
Yep.
And that's I see that in KJ. He doesn't take a bad shot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he might force shots from time to time, but he doesn't take a bad shot. He always tries to square his body up and get that shot off smooth. You know.
Yeah. I've been down a lot of their games, and to me, but I'm biased. He don't shoot enough.
Yeah.
You know, he don't shoot enough down there. So I say he passes up a lot of shots that he should be taking. I mean, he come right in front of me when I'm sitting in the front row. I'll come down and I'll just pull it. Yeah, pull it. You got a better shot of it going in, him shooting it.
Correct. But that's that's our res ball mentality too, right? And having that other mindset of a different coach, especially from Bancroft, try to be structured and move the ball around. And
Thank you for saying that. 'Cause I feel the same way.
you want the ball to move before we're just going to chuck something up because you're wide open.
Yeah, no,
You know,
and they do that.
Yeah.
They do that, but like what I'm saying is that he's passing up a lot that he should be taking. And I've seen a lot of Bancroft. They got a couple of guys that if they're hot, they can knock them down. I went to a game in Sioux City where they should have been blowing that team out early. They scored like 3 points in that first 4 minutes, and then KJ come in and scored 12 in a row, and they took off on them. And I'm just like, come on, man, just why isn't he starting?
Yeah.
That's just being biased. That's my grandkid.
Senior stuff though, right? I mean, you got to give those seniors some spots. But
Yeah.
I said that to Kenny and Bubbles, right? That getting to see, he ain't gonna sit long.
No.
You know what I mean? They're not gonna let him sit there long when they know what kind of talent he is. Yeah, let them seniors get their run and see what they can do and get going. If they can't get going, then there you go.
I'm calling him. He's taking his Daga Levi's nickname I had for him for that 2015 team. Every time Levi come in, I called him instant offense because Levi would come in and
he
start
scared
pulling.
to shoot.
He would just start pulling. He wouldn't
Yeah.
care. So I kind of like when KJ comes in, then it's the same thing. He wants to get in there and he'll start pulling. But you need that. You need that to open it up for their big guys. Knock a couple down, it'll open it up. So it's just easy game, silly little game.
All right. We'll circle us back. So then we're going to talk about the girls now, sitting at a 3-8 record right now, coming out of the break. Why not game completely canceled. Did postpone the girls Ponca game, but they, for some reason, I'm not seeing the Tri-County game against the girls on here, on their schedule anyway, here on NSAA website. But Ponca's only 5-7 record.
Oh, they're down a little bit this year.
Yeah, down a little bit this year. I mean, they're still going to full court press you.
Yeah.
You know what Ponca brings.
More
you know
likely
what I'm saying?
that Tri-County game is going to be on that same night, which is February 9th.
Okay.
It might be on the same night, pretty sure.
And then
if they postponed that Ponca girls game. More likely the boys game could be that night too.
Correct.
What night does it say?
Correct. Girls see Bancroft. Girls Bancroft team's 9-3. They're looking pretty solid. Hartington girls have been getting better. They're 8-4 right now. Wakefield's always kind of tough. They're 7-6. Santique's coming in at 5-7. Oh, there's the Tri-County game. Yeah, February 9th right there.
Okay.
They're 2-9. So Bagel's got a shot to get a couple more dubs here, but what do you guys see the girls need to work on, man? We always say, for me, it's always the overhead passes and the turnovers.
Yeah.
When I watch the girls, for me, that's what it is. But that's just my biased opinion, I guess.
The little slow lob passes that they just can get intercepted and stuff. Yeah.
I think for me, it's just the same for the boys and the girls team. I think that they're young. You got some upperclassmen, you got some, but the majority of the team is young. The ones that are seeing the minutes, and they just gotta learn the game a little bit more.
Yeah.
They gotta learn about discipline on those fundamentals. You know, we talk about in the games and other shows, the jump stops. You know, like the two-handed passes, like you're saying, quit the one-handed passes, and move together. And on a press breaker, you need to keep somebody flashing to the middle. I mean, for both boys and girls, I mean, yeah, because they don't do that all the time. When they do it, they break the press easy, but they don't do it all the time, and so they end up turning the ball over, and then that one turns to two, turns to three, and then you got time out. You know, we got to regroup. So, but that comes with maturity.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That watching we're talking about the girls again too, the Bancroft girls too. Like I said, I watched a few of them play. Our athletic director Adam James, his twins are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're real mature. I think they're only like sophomores or juniors or something like
They're
that.
sophomores.
And they really look like they're ahead of their age because they're really good, and they got a scrappy little team. There's I think Brittany Snyder's daughter or stepdaughter.
Cameron.
Yeah,
Cameron.
yeah, she's pretty good. She's kind of a little physical thing, and she's pretty good. She got good little moves and stuff. And then then they got a couple of girls that are pretty good. So it'll be a good matchup between our girls and their girls. 'Cause our girls are scrappy too. You know, get Tressa flying around and doing her thing.
And, I mean, you even look at I was talking about the records that we're playing against. I mean, we lost to a 14-0 team, 10-3 team, 7-5, 6-6. The only team with a losing record on here is Cedar Catholic, and they're sitting at 6-7. You know, Laurel's 8-5. Well, lost to Wayne at 5-10. That one, I felt like I watched that one. I felt like that was a winnable game for them. But to only lose by 5, you know, when you go back and think about basketball, to me, that's just like your own mistakes that cost you 5 points.
Yeah.
You know, are not making free throws.
I was just gonna say, could be a couple of free throws, could be just a bad pass that made the difference of the game.
You know, losing to an 8-5 Laurel team. So, you know, the girls are playing quality teams. You know, so it's just give them credit. You know, it's tough to win unless you got to ball out, beat those good teams.
During the live stream games that the Big Voice Sports does up at the school, we talked about that on a number of occasions, especially right before Christmas. I mean, the Winnebago girls, they played some tough competition. They played Homer, which is always a tough game, and they won. And then they had to play a tough Oakland team. They played Pender, defending state champs. They played South Sioux City, Class B school that's known for basketball for the girls program.
And they're good this year too.
Yeah,
the
the South Sioux girls got all the state girls that won it back in the day. All their kids are playing now, and you can hear it in their last names as they're being called. Durant and
Blackbird's on there too, isn't it?
Is there a Blackbird?
I think there's a Blackbird on there.
Minnie Durant and Katie Robinette and
Yep.
there's a couple other ones. Trish Martin's daughter's on there, like some hoopers, and they hoop. They hooping just like their mamas.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
But Winnebago had to play those teams before Christmas.
You said Winnebago, they played Homer and they beat Homer.
Yeah.
The first game of the season, they got them. Wow.
And then Homer's always got a good team.
Yeah.
They're always pressing.
They're down this year at 3-7, but that style of basketball they bring, right? That's good competition.
Yeah, we got I said, we got Winnebago girl playing with them too. You know, so BJ's daughter,
Walker.
I forget her name. Ashley? No. I can't remember.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get me going.
Jess
I don't
better
remember
come
either.
slap Buff up or
Jess,
something.
my bad, Jess. Jess put that fireball down, come in here and slap me up.
Well, let's go ahead and
Yeah, girls gotta get out of their funk though. They'll get there.
Yeah.
They'll get there.
Yeah, I think both teams are hungry to get on the court again, for one. But I believe Winnebago's got some, both the boys and the girls got some injured players coming back and got a good 3 week rest. So we'll definitely see them back in action.
Got to get back in shape now. They're probably all had doing that board eating at home.
had a small little pandemic last week. They're stuck at home. But
It was cold.
It was. But anyway, we're gonna keep on moving on then. So conference tournament's gonna be coming up too. So whenever we get the brackets for the boys and the girls, 2024 Lewis and Clark Conference Tournament bracket come out, we'll definitely put that on the Facebook page, and I know the school's gonna be sharing that too. So keep your eyes open for that.
Right. Let's get that NBA stuff, bro. Right,
All
there,
right,
number
man.
2.
Okay, number 2. We're gonna talk a little bit about NBA. I got to watch a number of games. Always watching the news, and me and Buff talk about this. He watches ESPN all the time. I'm sure you and your
Try to
family got
keep up with
ESPN.
it, yeah.
There's always a little bit time every once in a while in the morning time to listen to some Sports Center. So, anyway, we're gonna talk a little bit about NBA. First thing I was gonna ask you guys is, like, back in the day, I kind of think I know Huges, I know Buffs, but it just can't be just that one team that's made you start watching the pros. But who was your squads back in the day on the NBA? Who was your squads back in the day?
The Mighty Bulls, baby.
The Mighty Bulls.
Yep.
Huge.
I mean, I'm all the way back to the 80s Lakers. That was Pops's, like, all day. He still even has the championship shirt from the 80s, like their last championship they won in the 80s. Holes in it, still cut off. He still rocks that thing when he's just sitting at home.
Could he fit it?
Yeah, he can still fit it, yeah. But, I mean, growing up, Pops wanted to be Lakers.
Yeah.
But obviously we all loved Mike, right? Mike
Oh,
kind of
for sure.
just changed the game there. But I still like watching old Bird highlights, too. I really like the way Bird played.
Man, you know,
But
I
mean,
now, today, I look back at basketball, and I love Larry Bird the way he played ball. But back then, man, we didn't like Larry Bird back in the day.
no.
We didn't like Larry
The
Bird
stuff
back
we
in
know
the day.
now, the stuff I know now about him,
Stone Cold.
the stuff I know now about Larry Legend, I like him. And I like him more. Just the way he ran his mouth
Yeah.
and he could back it up, and all these NBA legends talking stories about what he said he was going to do to him and
Like
stuff.
he said, tonight I'm just going to shoot left-handed, and I'm putting up a 40-piece on those guys left-handed.
Yep. Just that, and then telling him that he called it, that one story, they called a timeout right when Larry hit that, and then those guys come back and he told, I think it was like Xavier McDaniel, he said, I'm going to come back, I'm going to come to the same spot right here, I'm going to one fake, and I'm going to shoot it right in your face. He said, I let him know about it, and they come out timeout. He did exactly that, hit it in his face. Just that kind of stuff, you're just like, man. I never talked trash in my life, so.
Oh, yeah. All right, Buffalo
But
Bills.
I guess for me, kind of roll with the times, because I remember growing up, like in high school, I had the Kobe jersey. You know what I'm saying? When Kobe really got popular, had the Kobe jersey and all that. So, I mean, I just like good players, I guess. Just look at that. Those were my squads.
B-Love, remember back in the day before I got on the Bulls wagon? Remember, I love the Atlanta Hawks.
Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good squad, too.
That was a good squad back in the day. I mean, nobody. Well, I was gonna say nobody could dunk like Dominique in a game until Vince Carter came along.
Vince is the baddest baddest in-game dunker ever. And then I would put Dominique top 3, but who else I'd put in there? Probably Sean Kemp and Blake Griffin are my fave dunkers that I was thinking in games.
What about that? What about that championship round between Zach LaVine
Oh yeah,
and Aaron Gordon?
yeah,
That was. I always loved 1988 dunk contest.
Yep.
And then some dunk contests like, oh man, they need to get rid of this.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden somebody show up and like, hey, it's back.
yeah.
That one, the face off between those two guys right there.
Yep.
And I think they faced each other twice, 2
Yeah.
years back to back. And,
Yeah.
and it didn't matter who lost. Whoever lost got robbed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was some amazing stuff.
That
right
one
there.
there was the best one, and then you can put in the one when Vince won it, because
2001.
Yeah, you can think of all those dunkers that were in there, T Mac and what's the little guy, Steve Francis, and all those guys. There's some good dunkers in there too. But I liked '88 obviously, and then but yeah, that one was bad. I'd like to see Zion get in one. Zion's because one of the things we're going to cover is who's our team.
Yeah.
I'll look and see when Zion plays, and then watch them. I always got to follow up on LA just so I can talk crap to Manny Menez about the Lakers and LeBron. So I always got to follow that. Only reason why I watch that. But other than that, it's just, I mean, if I have to pick a team, like you said on here, it'd probably be New Orleans, just
New
because
Orleans?
of Zion, yeah.
Okay.
And then even but Ja's phased now, so those are the players that I like, so I'll follow their team.
I see.
That's all it is.
I see. Look at Matt Grant says all old school Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers, Atlanta Hawks, San Antonio Spurs, and the Sonics. I heard that the Sonics might be coming back to Seattle.
Seattle's been searching
in the
for
next
a
like
squad.
3-4 years. If that's the case, that'd be awesome, man. But I wonder if they're gonna be called the Sonics still.
Yeah,
They might be.
probably.
I heard they're even trying to get one out in Las Vegas too.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
But yeah,
So, all right. So this year, who's your squad?
Yeah, so
this year?
who's your squads this year? You just said your squad.
well,
Your-
just following them. But if
Yeah.
I was to
how about,
try
who do you think's gonna win the ship?
who do I think is gonna win?
Because it's kind of open.
It is.
I think it
open.
is, too.
And I like Milwaukee.
Ooh,
Yeah, I like Milwaukee, especially
Yeah.
you got Dame back there. Yeah, to go around with Giannis, that'd be a tough team.
Yeah.
all right.
And for me, I like the Suns, obviously, but I just feel like they're not gelling. You know, that trio they put together, it's not working.
Too many Chiefs.
Yeah, too much stuff going on with them guys right there. But if I was gonna pick one, I think Denver repeats.
Denver repeat. That's a good one too, man. Because they're
I think
solid,
Denver
man. They're
repeats.
solid. You know, I'm just a Boston Celtics
Boston,
fan,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know, I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't really care for the Celtics back in the day when Larry and those guys played because they were in the way of my favorite teams because they would beat the Pistons because I liked the Pistons when Rodman was playing too. But they beat the Pistons, they beat the Hawks, they beat the Bulls,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, come on, you guys, let's go. You know,
Yeah, because back then they were kind of either you really loved them or they were the villain.
Yeah.
You know, they were the good side or the villain.
But you look,
Detroit.
you look back at that old Boston team just real quick like then. I mean, all those guys, Mikael Parrish, Walton, all those guys, they all had the awesome careers out there in Boston. You know, I mean, I think even one time, even like the starting five was on our All-Star game one time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I mean, anyway, but I love the Celtics now. Ever since KG got traded out there, and then he started a whole different culture out there with basketball, you know. And then now they got one of the best players in the league right now with Jason Tatum.
Tatum's solid. Yeah.
And I still think he's not far the best player. He might be their best player, but Jaylen Brown is just as good. And I think
See, but they had
Jaylen
such a
Brown
good
plays
record
better
the
defense.
Past couple of years, it felt like they could have done it already.
They're one piece away from being really good. They have the last big man. I think he's still playing. The last big man that actually will go down low and play is what's his name?
Porzingis?
No, the
Brand?
old black dude. What's his name? I think he's still playing. The big guy. I mean, he post up and does the dirty work for him. Man, what is his name? I'll find it.
No, he's fine right now.
But yeah.
No. Their centers back not because they had Blake last year a little bit, but he didn't play. Robert Williams, the third, he played last year, but he got traded. You're talking about Horford.
Horford, that's his
Al
name.
Horford.
Yeah,
Horford.
he's still
yeah,
there.
Way off,
That's
yeah.
the guy.
He's still there.
He's the last big guy that can know how to go down and post up and do that stuff.
Yeah, and then now he shoots a lot of threes too.
Okay, now so he got old then, so he don't want to go down and play where it's fun.
Yeah,
That's what it does.
They got a couple big guys down there, and I think they're looking for that missing piece. And
Yep.
they got that big gigantic Russian dude or that Porzingis guy.
Yeah.
and he's been filling that void for a while. But
That's good.
But he's one of those skinny guys too that could get hurt real easy. You know, you go up against Embiid or Giannis. You know, and shit, if they go at you hard, man, he might end up hurting him.
Yeah.
So that's only one thing you got to look at too.
Yeah,
So.
skinny guy. Yeah.
But anyway,
back
I'm looking at
over
the
to-
Celtics too.
So moving on, you got what, John Morant conversation next?
Yeah. Let's go a little bit about Ja. You know, like my boys, they want the Ja shoes. You know, and myself, I kind of got on board with seeing those highlight dunks and just
blocks and the-
posterizing everybody, getting making all this noise out there, and then he gets in trouble.
Get
He gets in trouble a couple times.
Yeah.
He ends up getting suspended for a long time this season. Gets back on the night he comes back. Then he hits a buzzer beater and wins the game. Total like crazy, like it's in a movie.
Yeah, movie stuff. Yeah.
Movie kind of stuff, you know. But then about a week or so later, then he ends up injuring his shoulder in
Yeah, I don't know.
practice.
In practice. I
In
wonder
practice.
what happened. I see. He's one of those ones like Derrick Rose. You know, you kind of live dangerously.
Yeah.
The way his style of play, because he's not scared to go to the hole, and he's not scared. He wants to put one down on big dudes. That's how Derrick Rose is. And that's how Iverson was. You know, different eras. Iverson played back in the late '90s and stuff like that. So he played in the man era. So he took his spills. You didn't really hear of him getting injured real bad, you know, for the way he played. But then you get to Derrick Rose and now Ja, you know, flying around and doing their thing. They're too little to be doing that, I guess, in the soft era. So that must make them soft too. You hear that, Manny?
But no, Ja's the truth, though. You know, I mean, he's a good player, you know. But
I like him.
I think it's just the off-court stuff, and then that much time off, and then to try to come back, and you assume they play that hard in practice, but nothing simulates a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nothing simulates real, you know, game time feel, and just everything he had to go through to get there. But yeah, I mean, injuries happen, freak stuff like that happens.
With the Grizzlies' record this year, because Ja been on all these games, I mean, they got a losing record right now, and I even kind of heard some talk on ESPN and stuff like that, like, well, let's just play it out, you know, just play it out and let's get in that lottery, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they're thinking right now. They're thinking, well, Ja will be healthy next year, you know, and he'll be healthy next year. He'll still bring that Ja vibe to the team. But if you can end up getting a lottery player, you know, 1 through 5, that'd be tough.
The only one that would help those guys, because they don't have no big, is that big cat from Purdue. Would help him out. He might be getting in the way, though.
Big giant guy.
Yeah, he might be getting in the way of Ja flying around doing his thing. But, I mean, hey, that's a big, you know, 7'4". That's probably, you know, I think that's probably who's going to be going number 1 pick this year.
Big guy.
Yeah. So,
They're tough picks, though. Historically, have big guys being the number 1 pick done well. You think of, like, Greg Oden.
Yeah.
You think of Darko.
Even go back to Sam Bowie back in the day.
Yeah. Like, I think Patrick Ewing was one of the few number 1 big man picks that really, really panned out. Didn't bring him but Olajuwon gave him championships. Though, you know, but Ewing didn't. You know, you think of it like that.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike's fault.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, true.
Thank you,
true.
Mike.
There's a lot of good players. We can get going. Keep this guy talking about
All
Mike.
right.
It won't be quiet.
Hey, we'll move on to the next one then. Now, that was enough. A little bit about nephew Ja. Move on to Draymond, bro. This is your dude, Draymond Green.
They should have this clown just being done.
I think he was actually trying to retire. I think he was trying to act ma and trying to retire, but Adam Silver pulled him out to the side and said, let's not do that. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's fix this. Don't go out like that. And then Coach Steve Kerr said, let's don't go out like that. Mm-hmm. If we're going to go out, let's go out the right way.
Did you guys hear the quote from one of the old Pistons players and says, that's our fault? He grew up around those guys. Oh. He had an uncle or whatnot that must have played for the Pistons. Mm-hmm. And he said that's just the way, like, he understood basketball.
Good.
So when you want to try to throw him back to the tough era, as you call it, right? Mm-hmm. They're saying that's kind of the cloth he's cut from. Yeah. That's why he plays the way he does.
And I'm like I said, we said this on the show before. Is I'm for the way his style of play, but there's a up to a point when you can't do certain things.
There's a line that you can't step over.
Yeah, and he's been just teeter-tottering at that line and been doing it, and he's trying to see how much stuff he can get away with. Everybody's watching him because he clowns sometimes.
You got 370,000 cameras on you zooming in.
Yep.
So you just got to be careful, man. I think he's a good ball player, but we'll go back to what I said earlier about those kids earlier. Just keep it about basketball.
Oh yeah,
keep it about hoops, man.
Yep.
All that stuff. There's no need for that.
That's that ultimate goon role, but there's still a line. There's still a line you can do. So it is what it is.
When I think about watching the Bad Boys of Detroit, or you watch even when Barkley was swinging on Shaq, and you think about that, none of it was really unprovoked. It was over something. It was they did something to me, or it got too rough and I didn't appreciate that. Then they exchange words and it gets going. That type of thing. Oh, the good one that came out of that was did you hear what Shaq said about Yusuf How do you say his last name?
Oh,
the guy that got
yeah, the guy that got hit, right?
Yeah.
The story went out that he was going to press charges.
Yeah.
And then Shaq's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
like you're going to stand up and you should have did it right then and
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Don't walk away from it and say, oh, I'm hurt now. I'm going to press charges against you.
Keep
Like,
it on the court, and
you
just,
know?
you should have hit back. He's
Yep.
soft.
Yeah,
He called him
soft. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He's I'll say that to his face. You know,
Yeah.
well,
At Manny, huh?
myself, I'd take the paperwork first and see if there's any chance on getting any kind of millions of dollars out of the deal, and I'd be like, soft what? My wallet? I'll take that instead.
My wallet's
I'll
hard
take
now
that
with
one,
this
yeah.
meal in there.
So, you guys can laugh at me all you want while I'm looking at my money.
But with him going down the way he did, just missing out on what was a 12-game suspension.
Yeah.
I think that's what it ended up coming out to. And like, is the Warriors dynasty finito?
I mean, that's the discussion on Sports Center and all the other sports channels, man. That's the big question. Is it or isn't it? I mean, I think I really think that actual dynasty probably is over. But I think they said everybody. I saw another one said everybody on that roster is tradable, except for Steph. Except for Steph.
You imagine what they can get for Steph if he went somewhere else?
Oh, I know.
But
They could still get a lot for some of the other guys too, though.
Clay, maybe not so much. He ain't shooting too well this season. I do see the
think
other
Clay
thing too.
wants out.
Yeah, because they said Clay passed up LeBron on threes, and there wasn't a big hoopla over it. But if it was LeBron getting it back, it'd be all over everything.
That's Sports Center and man.
It is, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right, well, I just talked about. What about the Lakers? Do you think the Lakers? They're at the same point right now that they was last year after 40 games.
But they got a banner though.
I was going to say, confirm something for me here.
Well,
They won the midseason tourney. Does that give them an automatic bye to the play-in?
I don't.
Is that how that works?
I think that was just a meme going around. I don't think
Okay,
that
think that
can't
was
be
real?
possible,
Okay.
man. That would be so crazy.
Because they could just tank the rest of the season and walk
Yeah.
away.
If the NBA does anything like that, I'm never gonna watch it again.
But the record is after 40 games. I believe it was they had 17 losses, I believe, or something.
Mm-hmm.
But really, you think about it, the lineup they lost a lot of people. I mean, they traded off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then they even got rid of Russ and brought in, who was that new guard they had? They brought in a new guard out there, and
From Phoenix, what's his name? Old guy.
Bill.
No,
That's.
Chris Paul went to Warriors.
Oh, that's where he went. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I haven't
why
been
the
following
But
too much, man.
see that they didn't get any better.
No.
They didn't get any worse.
Chris Paul can't even stay healthy. That's the problem with him. You don't get into that, but I mean,
Well, you're a big Phoenix Suns fan, so
You guys imagine what LA would have been if they would have kept all those young guys that they got rid of?
Oh,
they're
they
all
had
they're all
Ingram.
stars.
They had Ingram. They had Lonzo Ball.
Big cat from New York. What's his name? Randall.
Yeah,
Randall.
Julius Randle.
Yeah. Those
Man.
guys.
Yeah, they had a lot of star players, but they wanted to either go with what LeBron wanted, or they just kind of went their own route to try to find a championship. And they did get one in the bubble, right? They got theirs in the bubble, but that one's got the little asterisk to it anyway. So
Little Mickey Mouse ears. The heck out of here with that. The heck out of here with that bubble championship.
All right. Well, I think last year, I can't remember what happened toward the second half of the season, but the Lakers start kicking butt and they end up making it into the playoff or to the playing game.
yeah, playing
I
game.
don't think I think that they won that one, right? They lost the first round. I think they got swept by the.
Yeah, made it to the play-in game.
They,
Then,
they lost to Denver first round.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't think the Lakers are gonna make it this year. I think that injuries usually kind of mess them up, and I think they're playing Brown too much, going into his 21st season,
40th.
and he's just playing all these minutes. He's at 42 minutes a game or something like that. He's outplaying himself.
If I got to give him credit on anything, man, it's just him being that old, keeping his body in that shape.
Longevity.
Yeah, that if I give him any kind of credit, that's. And then he grew some of his hair back. I'll give him credit on that too.
He did have a pretty wicked dunk last week, I think.
Oh, when he went down the middle on the one?
Dude,
Yeah, I didn't want
dude.
to say nothing on that.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I went, I was like,
Manny, you heard that one?
Yeah, Manny, you heard that?
Manny, you heard that one?
I give him a little props on that one,
Buff
man.
gave LeBron.
All right, well,
the
hey,
king
we only got a
props.
little bit of time here left. I know we did talk a little bit about all those things already. We did talk about Boston, talked about KD
Yeah,
and
we
the
did.
boys.
Yeah, we did.
Washington, Detroit, what you want on that one?
Nah, he was just trying to keep them because they're the lowest teams.
Oh.
Yeah, we ain't trying to talk about those clowns.
You're good.
Yeah, I was
man.
just saying that they're two bottom teams. I think
Yeah.
one's got 4 wins, one's got 6 wins.
Oh no, the Detroit one would be the people making prop bets on them ever winning another game this season, and then I think it was like a week or two later that they ended up getting a win.
Better throw San Antonio in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get down there to that NFL stuff then, bro.
Okay, let's go. All right, so the NFL is in the playoffs right now. I believe they're down to the last 4 teams, 8 teams.
No, I think it's 8 on both
quarterfinals.
sides. Yeah, quarterfinals. Yeah.
And there's a few teams that got beat out. You know, there's a few teams
Couple
that
favorites.
people thought at the beginning of the season there was so much hype. Myself, I heard so much hype, not just on TV but around on Facebook, of the America's team, the Cowboys, and then the Eagles.
Yep.
NFC East in general, right?
Yep.
Just both those teams come from the NFC East.
So much hype.
Both getting knocked. Like
That's that's Isaac Yellowbank and Dawson and Chocoboy
Yeah.
team. Those guys didn't see him on Facebook in 2-3 days now. They're probably still out and licking their wounds. But yeah, myself, I don't really follow NFL until the Super Bowl. But I got a little conspiracy theory that my daughter Lissa's told me to check out. Okay. So they said the new Super Bowl trophy emblem thing that they have on there.
Colorways.
The colorwise. So they said the NFL is gonna be rigged if the Ravens and the 49ers are in the Super Bowl.
because it's purple on the bottom and then
And
red
then
on
red
the
on
which we're talking
top.
about,
Yeah, so there's some conspiracy theorists talking
Okay.
about
because
that.
the past
so something
two
to watch.
because
Okay.
the past 2 Super Bowls the colors matched
The teams that
with
were
the
in
team
it.
that made it, and the logo came up before the season. Or, you know, the logos get made up, and then whatever color was on the bottom won it
Oh,
for
really?
2 years in a row now.
So that's just something to keep an eye on. But it looks like it's purple and then red on another one. So
Hey, we're gonna go to the Rock here after this episode here. Place a couple bets now. No. Okay, we can keep our eye out for that. So what do you think though?
oh yep. See,
What do you think?
Myself, I don't know. I'll probably pull for the 49ers
Niners?
or the Chiefs. The Chiefs are close. So.
I like listening to the stat guys, and one of the stats was just like all these check marks, all these boxes got to make where you got to be top 10 in passing, you got to be not a bottom 15 team in defense, you got to be top 15 in rushing, like all these, you check all these boxes, and that's the majority of Super Bowl winners over the past history of it.
Well, that's
They
just
all
by
check
the
these
stats.
boxes. It's all basically, you look at it by stats. So the 2 teams that filled all the boxes were the Cowboys and the Niners. And Cowboys just the bed. You know, they just lost it all completely.
Yeah.
So to me, it's Niners all the way now. They're probably going to win it. In my opinion, I think they're going to win it. I'm probably going to be Chiefs coming from the other side. I don't see anybody in the Chiefs' way now. If they play like they
Who
did.
does the Ravens on the other side? The Chiefs
I
side?
can't even remember.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, pull it up.
Because I kind of go off little theories like you guys do, and mine is always like who's gonna get the MVP, and is that team good enough to win? And I don't know who's gonna get MVP,
We
but
even talked about that. I think it's going to be Purdy.
you think it's gonna be
I think it's
Purdy?
going to be Purdy.
Cause
They
I-
say he's had one of the best statistical years ever.
Because I was leaning towards Lamar Jackson, and he's statistically, like you're saying with Purdy, he's up there too. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and I think he's up for MVP too. So it's gonna be a real tough one.
Yeah.
Especially with those 2 guys, and they ain't the only ones doing.
I mean, I like it up for Stroud. I think the Texans are playing the Ravens, actually, now that I think about it. I think a buck stops there for those guys, though. Stroud played really well. Played really, really, really well to get their team to move on versus the Browns. Everybody kind of picked the Browns, thought the Browns were going to win. Everybody wanted to see Flacco versus the Ravens, their old squads, old NFL scriptwriters, this and that. But those guys got it done.
The odds right there look like they had Dak Prescott for the MVP. He's
Yeah,
not even
their
there.
team was solid. But I
Look
mean,
there. 2 49ers up
Yeah.
for it too.
Yeah.
McCaffrey. he's tough.
McCaffrey's the truth, man. He is.
Well, what's your predictions then?
I'm saying
B-Love?
Niners.
Niners,
I'm saying
B?
Niners.
Yeah, probably Niners and Chiefs.
I guess I'm going to go with that little theory too, because I was kind of thinking the Ravens going to be NFL champs, so we'll come
They
back
can't
again.
pass the ball. That's where their check mark didn't go across. They can't pass the ball.
Well, I think they got. We'll see if the defense holds up.
Yep.
All right. So hey, you guys, this is the part of the show when we give somebody the athlete of the week. Ain't nobody really been doing anything this past week.
I got
in
one for
sports.
you boys. I got
All
one
right.
already picked
Go
out.
ahead and start it off then, bro.
I already got one picked out. I want to give one out to Luda and the crew.
Oh yeah.
So, and the reason why I say Luda and the crew is because, there was a funeral on that day when it was, I think, -15.
Yep.
That day was -15 during the day. And then they had a funeral out there, and them boys were out there kicking butt.
Yeah.
Had to go dig that grave.
Yep.
Had to go
We-
plow the road.
We were talking about that
Okay.
before you got here
Yeah.
already. We gave a shout out to all
Okay.
the roads crews and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
And I even said they're early candidates.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
said,
All
well,
right.
can't
So
get
that's-
everybody one.
that's cool that you said that because
Let's
you weren't
go.
here when you said that.
You want to
Let's
join
go.
in on that same one?
Yeah, let's just go. I want to throw it out to Trev and the HCI crew
Yeah.
for doing their part too.
Yep. Gilly and his crew.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Then who else we missing there? Probably
Paco
Paco and
Paco
them.
and his
guys
crew.
down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Frenchman, his crew at the school.
Yeah.
And whoever's doing St. Augs and everybody that had a truck out there, man.
Yeah. Long
This-
hours. Don't get home. Yeah.
This is for teamwork, y'all. This is for teamwork.
Yep.
Y'all got the
Roads department.
Roads department. All you
Hospital.
guys.
Yep. Everybody who was out there putting their life on the line.
Everybody could make it to Starbucks that next day. Go get their tacos.
Everybody enjoyed their month off from work.
Yeah. Hey, y'all the real MVPs out
For
there. You
real.
got
This
one's
week
for you
was
here.
wicked, man. It ain't done yet either, though. So
Yeah. Thanks,
keep up the
guys.
hard work, fellas.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Coach Huge, say thank you to you for coming up here and joining in on the convo. Thanks for all your expertise. And our B Love is in the house. Say thank you for all your expertise. And hey, this is good convo, man. We was winging it today, and that's the episode, Winging It. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM, KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You're listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show, and we'll see you next week, 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
Peace.